So we've got the first team to ever go down 3-0, despite the fact that they were favorites, and then bring it all the way back to game seven and then lose in their fifth conference final in 7 years. I'm being very specific because that's kind of the Boston Celtics at this point. They're a very specific team where they have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Uh, they've been there. Really, they've been in contention for a very long time and done nothing. And now they have an off season in which they're staring down the barrel of what do we do? Do we re-sign Brian? Do we get rid of the coach? Um, and I'm trying to be sensible here because I've been sensible every other trade, and I feel like I'm going to maintain that because now I'm the Boston GM. Here are my following moves. Derek White needs to be extended. It's not just for the game six heroics, but really became the upgrade over Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart had a bit of a down year, and Derek White really stood up. You're going to pull up some stats. I hope that I validate myself with that. And if not, I'm sure anyone who's watched the Boston Celtics can attribute that Marcus Smart has not been the defensive player of the year that he was the season prior, but that's okay. Jaylen Brown, we had this debate just before with Harden. You know, he's an asset and irrelevant if you want to pay him 50 million a year and have two players on the books for a highest duo. You need to re-sign Jaylen Brown. I am not in the camp that he needs to be traded. This duo has proven that they can pretty much almost get to the finals like every year. So it's clearly a workable duo. So then what is the thing that they actually need to do? I, I know this is hard to believe, but Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are still young, despite the fact that they've been in contention in what is essentially like a prime window for a lot of other duos. They are still under 30. In fact, I believe, if I'm getting my ages correct, they are 26 and 28 respectively. They are young. They're actually just about to enter their prime. And with all of this experience under their belt, and with all of the potential that they both have and all the output they both have, I would like to believe that they are in a position to finally put it together for at least one championship run. And maybe that is next season, maybe it's the season after. And just for good measure, fire Joe Mazzulla and literally hire anyone else with coaching experience. All right, on to you.
I thought you were trying to be sensible here, and then you sort of wrapped it up. You ruined your whole streak there by making that last comment. Look, I guess here are some fun facts for you. All right, Jaylen Brown is 26 and Tatum is 25. Yeah, so
Wow.
hey, their window is their primes are extremely wide open there. I guess I did pull up Marcus Smart stats there, and his scoring was down about half a point. His assists were up about half an assist, so he really had a very similar season. I think look, Derek White really has made himself a little bit of a name of himself, I guess, for the Celtics with that game winner there. And I think he's definitely a good supplementary piece for the Celtics. I don't think he's supplanted or surpassed Marcus Smart in any capacity, let's be clear. But I think he's definitely a supplementary piece. You definitely try and lock him up and keep him on your roster. I would agree with that. I think the other one here that I don't know you didn't mention is Grant Williams. At the moment, I think he's a free agent. So I think bringing him back and giving him a bit of money if they can, would be really valuable. And again, the CBA is something that, around the corner, the new one that every GM has to keep in mind, but bringing back Grant Williams would be really helpful there. One other aspect here that the Celtics, I'm not sold that this is the missing piece. You're always talking about the missing piece. Is this the missing piece that will get the team to the ring or to the next step? But, it is a piece that they did not have this year. And the return of Gallinari from injury, I would love to see what he's got left. Let's put it that way. All right. I loved the kid when he was, a rookie all the way back, in Denver. Then he bounced around New York for a few years and so on and so forth. That he was just goes out there and plays hard. I think, fills a role. He was almost like, if you actually think back all those years, he was like a stretch four before stretch fours were really that big. And he could really sort of stroke the three and step it out all the way to perimeter. And look, he's old now, obviously. I don't know how much is left in the tank, but I guess you get him back, you see what's left, and if he can bring something positive to the table there, it could be definitely a positive aspect for the Celtics there to just continue to just add depth to what they already have. Similar to like the Sixers, I think you're looking at continuing, you're looking at buyout candidates at the trade deadline. Anyone you can add to your roster at that point. It's interesting. I'll be curious to see if they hold on to Blake Griffin another year. And ultimately, if they don't hold on to Blake Griffin, he might as well go to China and throw down some dunks in Taiwan or China, in that sort of sense. Because I don't know if anyone else really would want to sign Blake Griffin at this point of his career anymore. He's really lost a step, and his production is at an all-time low in a sense. But and I guess for the sake of trades. I had a trade here that's probably a little bit. I'm a little bit like, does this make the Celtics better or not? And arguably, you could say maybe not, but it does give them a little bit more depth and more shooters and slashers that you know might not hurt them. And I don't know when's the last time you might have made an organization has made a trade with a team that eliminated them. But I got a trade here of sending Al Horford out from the Celtics and bringing back Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin from the Heat. And like I said, you're sort of boosting your bench here, getting some more shooters, and Al Horford at some point is going to expire, surely, right?
I've been very polite with receiving feedback for some of my trades, both from you and the comment section. But Al Horford to the Heat. Al Horford is 38 years old, making just shy of 30 million. Is that correct? I just want to make sure that I'm on the right. Is
I
that
don't
right?
know. The team's green, right? Isn't that all that we care about?
No, it is not. There is rationale, or at least I've
Are
justified.
you saying that this doesn't work for the Heat or doesn't work for the Celtics?
I do not think it works for the Heat. Why would the Heat acquire Al Horford at age 38/39, depending on when his birthday is,
I
for
don't care
this
about
amount
I
of
don't care
money?
about the Heat. I'm right now the Celtics GM. That's the point.
This is the hardest part about all this is that I have had reasoning for all of it for both teams really to make the trade because you want trades to go through. Like just because it ticks green doesn't mean that the human aspect would say green to it. And I've copped
You
I've
just
copped a
traded
lot.
Isaac Okoro for Rudy Gay. I don't
I've
think we
copped a
got too
lot.
much
I've copped a lot. I've
to.
copped a lot. And this is your trade. This is your trade. This is it. This
I'm
is the
not.
one trade that you've made that
I
I
don't
just
think.
don't.
I don't think the
No,
Heat would make this trade. I agree. All right, they don't necessarily have a need for Al Horford, although he would bring. I don't know. You could make the argument how Horford would fill that role that a UD does for them right now, that a vet forward that and you could definitely give Al Horford minutes still. All right, but I'm saying for the Celtics, if you could swing this trade. You're sort of buying into the fact that Al Horford is still productive right now at whatever age he is. You're saying he's 38, yeah? All right, whatever age he is, but I'm saying he can't go forever. So, you get something back in return for him and you continue to sort of boost your depth on the bench here. And some of these players can be flipped again down the track for further assets, in that sort of sense.
this is your bad trade. And you didn't even mention Joe Mazzulla. You're sticking with Joe Mazzulla. Is that what you're saying?
Here's a fun fact. All right. Al Horford is 37. All right. Don't write the man off.
This is Two Guys with Spare Time. I'm Faz, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.